You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, everyone.
Hello, hello.
I'm proud to say I'm talking from a new microphone. Does it sound different?
From or from a microphone?
From a microphone.
There we go.
What? Okay. I know he not talking. Biology, first year. Let's talk about biology.
Let's talk about it. Am I still here? Are we in the same boat right now? Oh, okay. Thank you. Excuse me.
Anytime you try to be smart, bring up biology from high school.
Okay.
But anyway,
and I passed. Thank
anyway,
you.
I'm Tyrone.
And I'm Basil Anthony.
And this is CodenameZ,
The Will Smith Comedy Hour.
the podcast.
This is
Keep his name out of your mouth.
No, this is this is the Chris Rock documentary, Turn the Other Cheek. Because the first one's red.
Oh my god. I have a smack sound effect. I have to make my own. Did that sound like a smack, y'all?
No. Anyway,
what's today's topic?
Anyway, first of all, hello, how are you today? Jesus, like,
because he tried to be smart.
Didn't have to try. Thank you. Anyway, hello, how are you today? What's going on?
I'm doing well. Very lovely.
That's good.
Very lovely in this nice April.
I forgot it was April.
But
I tell you, I forgot it was April. Like,
oh my god,
it was like a couple of days. I was doing stuff at work, and I was like, I kept forgetting to put like the 4. I'm like, it's April. We're in the 4th month already.
Right. Yep. A quarter away through the year, pretty much.
Already. COVID's done.
Oh no, that was third. No, that was in March. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, what are we here to talk about today?
Well, we're here to talk about the smack that was heard around the world.
Let's get ready to rumble! In this corner from West Philadelphia, born and raised, we have Will Smith. And in this corner, we have the loser.
The zebra from Madagascar.
The one that everyone hates. Chris Rock. Woo! Ding, ding. Down goes Rock. Down goes Rock.
But anyway, oh my gosh.
First of all, we were like 2 weeks late, but it's okay.
I know. Okay, what are your initial thoughts? What? First of all, can I just say, I thought when that first came out, I was on the phone with H and an article popped up, and I saw the video. I'm like, oh, that's clearly a skit. I'm like, y'all stop being stupid. It's a skit. But then I'm like, oh wait. When I saw the video, he started cursing and people were looking crazy.
Well, you know who I follow on Instagram that be posting all of it, Miss Lonnie Della.
Yeah, Lonnie Della.
Listen, Lonnie posted that. I was like, oh no, and then I heard like because. First of all, I don't even know how Lonnie even got the international version.
First of all,
Lonnie be doing anything.
She's seeing that over there because I don't understand how she be doing what she do.
Like Lonnie just be finding everything. I love her. Like, how did she even find that video? But when I tell you, my jaw, I could. First of all, it was so funny too because I was on Twitter at the time that it happened, and I was on Twitter. I jumped on Instagram for something, and I saw it. So I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So obviously I go back to Twitter and I'm just looking at some things. And so this happened like simultaneously.
Right.
So I was on Twitter and I saw someone had tweeted, what's the Zoom link? All of us got to talk. Talking about all of us black people.
Oh yeah.
He's like, we got to talk about this.
Right.
And I follow along the Bob and Monet's podcast, Sibling Rivalry.
Right.
And I followed it. I'm subscribed to him on Patreon. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm a cousin on the Patreon, and it was so funny because at like maybe a minute after I saw that tweet, I got an email from the Patreon where it's like, "Here's a Zoom link. We're talking about the Oscars," and I'm like, "Well, there's the Black queer community right there."
Oh my!
And I logged in for like a little bit to see it, and they were just like shook, and I was sitting there like, "I can't believe this happened."
Right.
I was shook.
It was so outrageous because
of all the people, Will Smith.
Right. And then
this is some future behavior.
It's so crazy.
This is Chris Brown behavior.
Like, it was so disappointing to me because on so many levels, because that night at the Oscars, it was so much good stuff that happened. Produced by a black man, all of these black presenters and hosts. Will Smith receiving his Oscar. And Amy,
she was there for something.
She was there for something.
She was somebody's plus one.
You're annoying. But
Wanda couldn't invite her wife, so she invited Amy.
Yo, good night. But anyway, yeah, it was so many like Questlove and his Oscar, like it was so many good moments, and then now it just got overshadowed by that incident. Like all people were talking about was that negative incident, and even for Will Smith, that was a big moment in his career that he just overshadowed in a negative way, and now possibly could be jeopardizing the actual award. You know what I'm saying? Receiving an award, which I don't know, but it's like
that's a lot.
I know, but I mean, the decision was supposed to be made today, and they said that the committee is split. So it came to a half and half. I think they said half said they wanted it to be taken away, and half said no. So they were at like a deadlock. But I don't know. First of all, what bothered me is because I don't know. I still think it was inappropriate and uncalled for on every level. Now,
not uncalled for. Inappropriate at the time, yes. Uncalled for, no.
Inappropriate, uncalled for. So okay, maybe
I
he
said
did
what
something.
I said.
But first of all, you can't. I think we just mentioned this. I think I just mentioned this to you or something. But like in third grade, when you want to go be popping off and hitting people, okay, that's cute. Go to the principal office. We're adults. Like, you cannot just be out here hitting people. Like, that's not how that really works. Like, you can't just be out here fighting and hitting people. Like, you really can't. I understand you want to knock somebody. I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. It's people you want to knock out. But you can't. Like, you're a whole adult. Like, you're an adult. And you have to think about the consequence. Like, when you're talking about, so people were saying, but he was trying to protect his wife and his family. First of all, Chris Rock didn't punch her in the face or grip her up. So, and then in that case, I would have been like, tear him up. He hit your wife or something. But he said something inappropriate. Now, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been addressed, but to go out there on national TV and smack him is like, when you're doing something, when you talk about protecting your family, you have to think of the whole way around protecting your family. That means you have to think about especially as a celebrity, you have to think about their image. You have to think about their safety and your safety. Like, first of all, if this was the hood and he would have did that, he could have possibly been shot. Like, he could have got shot back or something. Like, so I'm dead serious. Like, think about the safety ramifications of things. What if he had some type of weapon? What if Chris Rock would have snapped back and he fight better than you and he would have just tore you up? Like, that
would have been fun for me to watch.
But
in the words of Monique, like, I would like to see it.
Right. You so irking. I just know what you said.
I would like to see it.
But you know what I'm saying? And then think about your freedom. Like, what if you would have been arrested? So it's like this woman that you say you're protected. But I'm just saying, but he still could have black.
It's Will Smith.
And he's black.
Okay.
And we know how the justice system.
It's not Future. Like, it's Will Smith. Oh, even if he would have been arrested, you think he will be there for very long? It's Will Smith. That's Denzel Washington getting arrested right now.
Consequences.
They would get his black outside. He would even get to the station before they were like,
getting out on bail doesn't mean that you won't still go to jail. Bail is just temporary until your hearing.
Mm-hmm. And I promise you, he wouldn't have been there. He's not 6'9". He wasn't going to go to jail for a long. It's Will Smith. Like,
so, but I mean, what's that got to do with anything? If you get the wrong judge, if you get a racist judge, they can, and you physically assaulted someone, that still can be criminal charges.
The amount of money Will Smith has,
but money has nothing to do.
I don't think it would get to that point.
What I'm saying is, money has nothing to do with the criminal justice. I mean,
lawyer-wise, it does.
You can afford good lawyers, but what I'm saying is, first of all, babe, so what type of lawyer? Even the best, you smack this man on national TV. I can go down the street and go to my little cousin, and they have a copy of the video on the phone. There was no not guilty plea that you were going to plead for that. So that means you're going to get the consequences. So now it would be up to your lawyer to argue why your sentence shouldn't be. So, but I'm saying if you get a nasty judge,
what's the jail time for assault? What's the jail time for assault?
I don't care, vary by jurisdiction and the degree of assault.
Okay, then you in law school? You're in law school. Go please look it up.
We're going to get back to the break because I have to look up the jurisdictions.
Yeah. Wow, you have to look it up? Wow.
Yes, because that's not what law school teaches you.
Anyway.
About law school doesn't teach you the assault charges in every jurisdiction.
They don't? They should. I feel
no, they don't, and they shouldn't, because law school is about learning how to be a lawyer, and then when you take your bar exam, you learn the different laws of your various jurisdictions.
Okay, but you're studying for your bar exam, so you should have known that now.
In Florida,
correct.
California. No, I'm not studying for my bar. My bar prep, it starts at the graduation, the 23rd of May.
You told me you were already doing stuff. Okay.
No, I took my NPRE professional responsibility exam.
Okay.
Either way, it doesn't teach you that. So
anyway,
move it on. But
listen, I'll leave it like this. It shouldn't have happened. Yes. However, I changed my mind in this whole situation. First, I was like, oh my God, I don't like the fact that he was done between two black people. Be honest, I'm not excited about that because, of course, like I said, it's going to make the narrative of, oh my God, the angry black people, da 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 da.
Right.
It's going to show that narrative. So, like, I'm a little pissed about that because I'm like, I wish it had been somebody. Could have been somebody. It could have been like, I don't know, like who did they put? They don't like what's his name? Not James Corden. I think people like him. Piers Morgan. Had it been Piers Morgan, right. Oh my God, I would have loved to see him get slapped. But like, not Chris.
Right.
You know, the joke. Yes, the joke was inappropriate. But also this narrative of like he's protecting his family. I was like, all right,
I hate that.
Relax, everybody. Like Chris Rock didn't like he didn't go down there and like grab her head and shake it around. Like he didn't like walk up to her and like palm her head and was like, look at this, guys, woo! Like,
right.
He didn't like get like a buffer and start like rolling over her head. Like, he didn't do all that. He made a joke. It was a poor joke. It was stupid.
Oh my God.
I don't think it was necessary to hit him, but at the same time, maybe if more people got hit, they would leave people alone. Yes. Hold on, I'm finishing. You already know I had this stance. I think if more people got into fights, they would understand. So some things let it go. I think in the nature of the set that he was doing, it was out of place. Because right before then, his joke was talking about two other people who are getting nominated in the same category, blah, 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 whatever. Right. That was the category. Whatever. It seemed very out of place that the joke was like, so yeah, da 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 da. Hey, by the way, Jada, you have no hair. And like, it was...
It's not funny, but
why are you laughing? Wow.
No, because of the heights of the butt. No,
but like that, like it was like in the like it wasn't like he was going through and roasting the audience. Like if he would have been roasting the audience, that would have been like, okay, fair game. He was already doing that. He was doing a little bit, and he was just like, oh, it's gonna be awkward for your household because y'all both nominated. You know, hope Will Smith wins. Anyway, Jada, G.I. Jane. Like, what is, like, where was that coming from?
And that's, like, they're two big actors.
I'm saying, but in the nature of the skit,
I see
it
what
was
you're saying, bud.
out
I see
of
what
place.
You're saying. Yeah, I see what
like,
you're saying.
If I'm giving, like, if I'm up there, like, you know, giving an award out, and they say, oh, just banter or whatever, and I'm like, you know, walking around like, oh, we have Will Smith in the audience, amazing actor, Meryl Streep, hey, how you doing? Jada, G.I. Jane? What the, like, excuse me? Like, why was, like... It's not like if he was going around, like, again, like, if he was going around and, like, making the joke. Like, if he would have made, like, a bald joke between Jada and Lupita. Like, even though Lupita's not bald, but I think she was at one point. She had, like, nothing.
I think she had shorter.
Or shorter.
I don't know.
Like, if he would have made, like, maybe a joke between both of them, it might have been a little bit different. But it was a little off. But in the nature of the joke, it was poor. But this whole, like, narrative of, like Will Smith was, like, defending his family and his honor. Ooh. Relax, everybody. Okay, like it was a little bit much, but at the same time, I do kind of like that it happened a little bit because it also showed people, like, I mean, the white people have also been going off about it, but it showed people too that, like,
the one that said Chris Rock could have died.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there because that was like what.
I don't think he could have died.
Yeah, like, you know, I forgot who, Judd somebody. I don't know, somebody said something, but, like, I'm gonna get there. But the whole, like, I love the fact that it kind of happened because, again, it also kind of teaches people when you go, what do they call that comedy? Like, when you go, it's something, what is it? Oh my God. It's like when you go blue or whatever, like, not all of the time. Like, when you go the insult way, it's not going to be taken well with everybody.
Right.
And it kind of showed that. Like, I think at that time, in that moment, it was inappropriate.
Right.
And it was unnecessary. And also, like, I've been hearing too that like they've had an issue between the two for a minute now. So that's one thing I didn't know, that they've also had an issue. So it's like at that point it was like, Chris, why do you keep antagonizing this lady? Like, maybe leave her alone.
Maybe just let it go.
You know, but it also, but again, what I think it shows is you can't say whatever you want to say and have no consequences. Unfortunately, that consequences was you getting hit. Okay, it's sad that it happened, but it's like it shows maybe everything doesn't necessarily need to be said. Like there are jokes, you know, I love a good insult.
I was about
comic.
to say, but yeah,
I love
you
a good
know how
insult.
you are. That's why I be trying to explain to you with your view on comedy.
Okay, well that's what we're talking about. I love a good insult comic. I do. Like, I like a good, sometimes a Joan Rivers, a Kathy Griffin, Bianca Del Rio, I don't know, Red Fox. Like, I like that type of comedy, but it depends on the nature in which the joke is being said.
Right.
Even though he might not have said it in a way that meant that he was, like, really coming at her about something that was, like, a thing.
Right.
But it's like, okay, again, you have to think of your audience. Was that right now the time? No. Had it been, like, maybe a stand-up, like that he was doing for Netflix, or a comedy show where he was doing, maybe. This is the Oscars. This is not Showtime at the Apollo. This is not Wildin' Out. You know, like this is not it.
But
so
he
this
related
is
it
not
to a movie.
A movie didn't. Okay, Jada wasn't even. Also, I thought I never seen G.I. Jane.
Me either.
So I thought maybe Jada was in it, and like he was like making a joke, but she wasn't in it. So I was like, oh, that was weird as well. Like it's. And it was funny to me. Like, I was staying on that. I thought it was, like, funny because it was like, oh, now, mind you, again, and this is the thing people say, I did not know she had alopecia.
Right.
I didn't know she talked, because I don't really follow Jada's career.
Yeah.
I don't watch the Red Table Talk. I don't look at what she does, Instagram Lives or whatever. I don't look at any of that.
Right.
So, I did not know that. And so,
me either.
It's a little bit different because it's like, okay, didn't know that. Because, you know, you're good for like a bald joke, a fat joke.
Right.
You know, something like, there are things that people, like, you just see visually, like, boom, I can make fun of that because I'm doing the comedy thing.
Right. Especially if you think someone just shaved their head bald for style. Like, you know.
Honestly,
like
I thought Jada, just did it because she was, like, Jada is bad as hell. So, like,
right, yeah.
I thought, like, I knew she always had short hair, you know,
right.
and I see clips of it, whatever, from, like, Red Table.
Right.
So I thought she cut it off because she was just like, oh, I don't really want to do this anymore.
Right.
Like, I think Willow did it at points. So I thought they were just doing it as, like, a thing where it's, like, a thing for beauty of, like, I don't have to have long hair to be a black woman. Like, I can be bald, I can have very short hair and still kill the game.
Right.
So I was like, oh, cool. When I found out that was the issue...
Right.
Ooh. But then it also looked really bad for Chris because he did a movie about black hair. So that was also like, Chris, damn.
Yeah, that's when he was celebrating the bald heads. He was celebrating people's bald heads by making a fun joke.
Okay.
He was celebrating the bald heads.
Wow.
Because he thought it was a style choice. But see, but this is why I was saying that the smack was inappropriate. Because
I never said it wasn't.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like even if you would have went up to him, and first of all, you're Will Smith, you have access backstage, so you can go backstage.
Again, yes, you should have hit him backstage.
I didn't say hit him backstage. Here you go. You should have hit him backstage. You could have went backstage and confronted him like, yeah, like even if you wanted to say, oh, that keep your name, or even if you just wanted to yell, keep my wife's name out your mouth or whatever. But even if you would have went backstage and just like got with him like, yo, like keep my wife's name out your mouth, that's inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. That would have gave time for you to maybe explain why it was inappropriate and for him to maybe explain back like, oh my gosh, like I'm like extremely sorry, I shouldn't have. Because in that situation, it gave really no time for him to know why the joke was wrong, any time to show remorse. You know, it was no time enough. You just smacked them.
But you also think too, again, that smack showed results. Like again, like I say, violence.
But what result?
Hold on.
You getting?
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. You getting kicked off?
Violence doesn't solve problems, but it does make the point clear. So
I don't think it did.
Hold on,
okay,
because
ahead.
let's say hypothetically, Will met him backstage and was like, "No, Like, that's not appropriate, da-da-da-da. What if Chris Rock was like, oh my God, yeah, and then paid the dust and then went on his way? Then again, people would be making fun of Will Smith because it's like, you gonna let him disrespect your wife? You know what I mean? Like, they already make fun of him. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not know my work phone was on. Again, you know, they make fun of Will Smith all the time about anything. So, like, let's say again, they would have went backstage, Will Smith said, you know, disrespectful, and Chris Rock paid the dust. Then that's another clip on the internet that people can use against. Hold on, that you can use against Will Smith to be like, wow, you are the bitch that we thought you were. You let some man disrespect your wife. You didn't get up there. So I think in the sense of him doing that, it showed him and other people, this is a line you should not be crossing. Don't do it. And like, again, it showed consequence to when you do these things. Again, yes, it was inappropriate, but it also did show that things happen. When you do something, it has a result. So I like the fact that it happened because it also shows when you disrespect somebody in a certain sense, the potential that you might get hit is a thing. I mean, that's like some people making fun of someone's mother or whatever. You know, people think like, oh wow, but if you don't say anything or you try to catch them when nobody's there, it's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one was around, did you hear it? Nobody could, if he would have went to Chris Rock and said that's disrespectful, and Chris was like, okay, and then paid it dust, Will would have went on Instagram and said how disrespectful. Everybody would have clowned Will and been like, oh wow, you're a bitch because you waited so long for this, one, and the other. So I like the fact that Will was like, all right, gloves off, earrings off, let's go. Bop. Showed y'all, don't disrespect my wife in that sense, or don't make fun of this certain thing. So that's the part of it that I enjoyed because it showed y'all that you can't say everything and anything without a consequence. Again,
now can I say what I'm saying?
Yes.
What result? What point did it get across? Did Chris Rock still not pay a dust? You smacked him. You looked stupid and crazy in front of everybody, and he went about the show. So it's all, you get what I'm saying? So he said this G.I. Jane joke. Okay, you smacked him, but he still didn't get a chance to like, oh, I'm sorry for saying that joke because he still don't know why wrong. You smacked
But he did later on.
Later on, but isn't that not the same thing that would have happened if he would have went behind backstage?
No, like I just said, if it would have happened backstage, and like I said, Chris would have paid that dust as in not addressing it at all. I really feel like Chris only put the statement out there, and Will only put a statement out there because of what happened. Had it happened and Will met him backstage at the gold party and said something, and he paid it dust, there would be no apology.
Though, let's be honest. We live in the world of cancel culture and drama. If Will Smith would have gotten on his Instagram Live or whatever and condemned Chris Rock because he's talking about people's medical conditions and stuff, Chris Rock would have had to respond to it. If he would have did something still, you could have made a statement public that wasn't smacking someone. I don't think it got the point across. If you do something right now that's like highly disrespectful, but you don't know it's disrespectful. Like, I don't know, you just say something and I just go, whoop, and just make it across the face and walk away. I got my point across. What point? Because I don't know what the point is. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. You did not explain anything. It's just like he
explained it afterwards.
Say if I'm watching my little cousin or something, and she go over there and I don't know, touch this, and it's like, Luke.
Okay,
I'm just saying, but listen,
this is audio only. Touch this. What is that?
Okay, my fireplace, and this thing comes off so it can break or something. Say if she goes touch it, and I just go whoop, and smack her, and to just say nothing.
You don't think that made the point across? Maybe I shouldn't touch this.
But she still doesn't know. No, because I did not say I'm smacking you because you're touching this, and this can fall off. All she know was I got smacked, but why did I get smacked? It didn't come across. I didn't explain anything, and you know what? She probably still gonna do? Still touch it anyway.
Okay, so that's
you get what I'm saying. But
as a child, when you touch the stove and it's hot, did you keep touching the stove, or did you stop touching it
physically? But you
got physically hurt. You got physically hurt.
When you touch a hot flame, you can connect. That flame just burnt me, and I got burnt because it was a flame. If I slap you and explain what part of the 10 behaviors
it's that you still did, the process, though.
No, but you don't know.
You were having fun to tell you. Tyrone, okay,
listen,
you can't walk away from the microphone.
I can't walk away. If I walk
sit
away,
down.
If I walk away,
that was very aggressive.
Right? If
you stood up.
Whatever.
That was very aggressive.
I was about to give an example. If I'm a child does a bunch of things. So in the process of coming over here, she touched this, she touched that, she touched this, and then she touched that, and I just smack her. What part of the 10 things that she do was the wrong thing?
She'll figure out which one was.
Exactly.
As soon as it happens.
It got 0. It got Will Smith got 0 points across because first of all, when he slapped him, keep my wife. Okay, but why? Why was it appropriate for me not to keep your name out my mouth? But you didn't smack me because I said a joke about you, but you smacked me because I said a joke about my wife. You smacked me because I said a joke about your wife because she has a health condition and she's been struggling with this. But none of that was said. It was just a smack. And you told
it was a smack followed by keep my wife's name out your mouth. So he did both. He explained it.
But you're not explaining why I keep my wife name. You're not explaining. If I just go to you right now and slap you and then be like, and be like, babe, don't say hi again on that podcast tomorrow or something. Be like, okay, you may not do it, but why? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? You're not explaining why. You're just saying don't do it. I think at the moment. Why?
So you would rather Will went up there, took the microphone, and said she has a medical condition, so everybody can look at her, and then he'll slap her, and then he'll slap him.
Yeah, no. Why you keep putting the slapping? You just love slapping people. You want to keep putting the slapping.
Look at the. You went into the red. Calm down. You're so loud. You were so loud for a second.
But anyway, but yeah, what? First of all, why you keep putting this slap into it as though slap that's necessary?
Fine, okay.
But yeah, like even if you wanted to have an outburst or something, you could have still had an outburst in a way that made sense. Because what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, and you were saying that it shows that people that their words have consequences, which is true, which I always say all the time, like your words do have consequences. But in this case, I think that it was not a smart way to react because literally all that happened was it made him look like the victim. And now you are the one losing pretty much everything. You get what I'm saying? Even though I don't think he should lose everything.
No.
But it is happening and you know how Hollywood is. So what I'm saying is like this whole I'm getting my point across and you learned your lesson. Who learned the lesson here? For real. Will Smith.
Chris Rock's left cheek. He learned the lesson. His mouth.
And Chris Rock actually his tour that was not sold out before sold out, and he got standing ovations. He probably like, I'm about to go talk about more people wives, so I can keep getting slapped. So I can keep getting.
But also, he's also not. He's also like kicking people out of his comedy shows for talking about Will.
Right.
So I mean, yes, he's making more money at the time. And again, this is not. I mean, all this is not going to put Will. Like, this is not going to put Will in the poorhouse. He's not about to go broke.
No,
you know, like he resigned. Like he resigned from the academy. Ooh, you're like, okay, he resigned from the academy. Whatever.
Right.
It's still not like. The only reason we're still talking about this is because of the color of their skin and the fact that they're both men. I think it's the only reason we're really talking about this much.
I don't
because everything else
a little teeny bit.
Because what is because Amy Schumer tried it, but because like I didn't know about this whole Alec Baldwin thing. He shot somebody. I didn't know about that.
Oh my god!
Y'all didn't talk about.
Oh wait, first of all,
hold on.
Oh my wait, no, I have to say, stop. Equating this Alec Baldwin thing, because this is where I talk about we can't never have constructive conversations because people bring up stuff that makes zero sense. Someone making a deliberate choice to physically assault someone on a stage has zero similarities to someone in a movie accidentally harming someone.
Okay, so first of all,
those are not. I'm sorry, because I've been seeing people.
No, I'm not equating. I'm not equating the two, but I'm equating the conversation of I heard nothing about that, but I've been hearing about this slap for like the last.
I heard that.
I heard nothing.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that it was on breaking news, CNN, everywhere. That was all. Yeah, I heard that's me. We were talking about that. I remember calling my cousins. Yeah, that was all. No, that was literally all over that came on breaking news on my phone. Mm-hmm. Like
I saw none of it.
Yeah, no, but that was even on like CNN and ABC World News. That was on a lot of stuff.
Okay, well, okay, prove me wrong. That's okay.
Yeah, that was up there because I saw people saying people are not giving Will Smith sympathy, but they're giving this Alec Baldwin fool sympathy who murdered someone. But I'm like, he didn't murder. So like, he didn't murder someone.
Yeah, I'm not saying the two are the same. I mean, I guess, okay, so prove me wrong. You saw it. I saw nothing about this Alec Baldwin. I didn't know about that until the Will Smith thing happened because they kept talking about it. I'm like, I like want to kill somebody. What happened? What?
No, I saw
nothing
on
about
social
that.
media. Yeah,
I didn't hear anything about.
You
that.
didn't hear nothing about
No.
that. Oh yeah,
I heard nothing. That's why I was like,
that was all over
what are y'all talking about?
And I felt so bad. That was so sad. But it
also,
was
I think he's a Trumpy, so I don't know. I don't feel.
I felt bad for the person who got killed.
Oh yeah, I mean that one person.
But
yes.
like,
also, did you hear Amy Schumer's joke about?
Oh no!
I'll tell you when we go to a break.
Okay.
It wasn't funny, and she tried it.
It wasn't funny.
Amy Schumer's not funny. She is like she is the greater value version of like what's the Rebel Wilson.
You're Erkin.
Where Rebel is funny and she's not.
Oh, dang, you got.
Sorry, I don't like Amy Schumer. I am so sorry. I don't find her comedy funny. She it's not good. I am so sorry. Gross. She pisses me off because she be trying it.
She pisses you off because she's not a good comic.
Because she brought the Chris Rock Will Smith situation up and was like, well, people can make jokes and it's not appropriate, but my joke was taken out of the show and I couldn't even say it. And then she told the joke and I was like, the joke wasn't funny.
And plus, anyway, she wasn't even supposed to. Chris Rock wasn't even supposed to say that joke. That joke wasn't actually.
It wasn't a part of the thing. It was like a thing. But
like all I'm saying is, I understand that your human emotions can get riled up and stuff like that, and it's all times that we all want to like smack somebody. But I'm just saying, like, you really just have to really, as hard as you can, just take a breath and be like, is this worth it? What are the ramifications?
I also think Will Smith has been taking a lot of breaths. They've been clowning Will Smith for, at this point, literally years.
But yeah, okay.
But no, he got a lot of from
But why did he smack August Alsina?
Again, okay, y'all not gonna bring up August Alsina. First of all, hold on, because August Alsina, apparently, again, that whole situation was they were fine with it.
So then,
they had an open relationship. They admitted it.
But they were open. That was a part of their open relationship, wasn't it? That sounded like she kind of stepped out.
I didn't watch the Red Table about it,
right?
So I will not try to quote the Red Table about it. From what I heard from the recaps I heard about the Red Table talk, they already had an agreement. I think the only thing that came out of it was there was something there that was like shaky.
Yeah, because it was,
but it wasn't like she was stepping out.
I think they were on a break. I don't think at that point their relationship was open.
I think no one was supposed to find out. I think that's the problem was someone found out. But at the same time, I don't think these two equate. I don't think August was, because I don't think August really never blatantly came out and disrespected Will, in a sense. Right. He never said anything bad about Jada. Did he say something bad about Will?
Did you hear Entanglements?
Oh, I actually didn't listen to that. I'm so sorry.
It's so sad that I like that song, but it's bad.
We'll listen to it in a break.
Definition of entanglements.
Okay. No. We're not singing.
You don't call it a relationship, but you still. It's bad. It's not bad, but it's good. It's bad good. It's one of them bad songs that's good. You ever know what I'm talking about? Like, you were dead wrong for writing it, but it's kind of a bop.
Okay, James July, because I don't know what the fuck that was. Ew. I don't know what the hell you were singing, but no thank you. But even with that, also, how do we know? He might have.
What?
He might have slapped August. How do we know?
Yeah, he could have.
They could have been in that house on the red table.
He did it in private, like he should have slapped.
They could have been on top of that red table.
I'm talking how you talking. Like,
they could have been on that red table, busting it, boom, boom, boom. Like we don't know what happened in that house. I'm saying.
Well, he could have slapped Chris Rock behind the stage. I'll give you that. When he could have slapped Chris behind the stage.
Thank you.
He could have slapped Chris behind the stage.
But my thing is,
I just feel like it's
the part where I feel bad.
It's like bad.
The only part I feel bad with Will is this. I feel like he has been. Also, apparently, his book, he talks about a lot of when he felt more like a punk, a lot.
Right.
So I think a lot of it too might have been a buildup of like people clowning him so much that this also might have been his opportunity to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Right. I'm going to get up and I'm going to slap the shit out of him.
And that's what it was.
Because y'all going to stop disrespecting me, my wife, my kids over it. Bop.
And I think that's what it is because, first of all, people weren't really even disrespecting his family. They were disrespecting him. I think that whole situation was more of a him thing than him really thinking that Jada was like true. If I'm being honest, I think it was more of
there was
his
some internal
frustration versus like, oh, I think Jada is really deeply, because as you can see from other clips and the other angles we saw, it don't even look like Jada. And you know, she recently came out with that statement saying that they both was in agreement that.
I'll tell you something when we go off the air about that statement.
Oh gosh, they were both in agreement that he overreacted to the situation, and I guess she was even saying like she didn't take it that said like, I mean, it was
she shouldn't look like that, because that video she looked like he fucking spit on her. She's like,
But that's what I'm saying. But y'all gotta come on now. Let's talk frank. We live in a black community, especially with black women. Rolling your eyes sometimes doesn't always mean, like, sometimes I could be saying a joke about one of my cousins that we all still are taking as funny, and it's like actually a cool joke, but it's like I was like, okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying, like a whatever, here you go with this again, like type thing. But like, it's not they really mad. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a little bit like, I guess what she was saying, over exaggerated or whatever. Because it might, like, I mean, it'd have been different. She would have started breaking down and like got up and left. Yeah. Then I gave Will the full utmost go up there and rock. Rock the rock, okay? Chris Rock's rock.
This girl gonna say Chris Rock should have said, dang.
I don't know what
Will Smith just smacked me into August.
See now Will would have had to turn around, get back on the stage.
He smacked me into August.
Smack me in August. But see, and he would have said that, Will would have had to turn back around and give him a second knock to the head.
Oh,
so
here you go. Oh man, do you want to take a small break, and I guess for the last 8 minutes of our show, either continue this conversation or talk about something different?
No, we'll continue this. 'Cause I have something to talk about.
Okay. As Chloe said, you go broke trying to handle us, or maybe not, because maybe we had a few more sponsors. A few more sponsors. Chloe, sponsor us.
Fashion Nova,
because the way you was popping it on that chair, we support it. We're in full support of the popation of the situation.
Yes, the popation of the situation,
as Wendy Williams would say. So this week's episode is sponsored by Chloe. See her new single, "Treat Me," free promo. Okay, back to the show. Yes, welcome back. I'm sorry.
Already.
Welcome back, everyone. Y'all have to be here. Maybe we'll make a Patreon and you can get live access to our breaks. We're gonna be canceled.
We say way too much for that to be out in the world,
out in the public. Oh Yikes. My gosh! But welcome back,
everybody. I guess we will end it off talking about. We talked enough about Will Smith, but I do want to talk about comedy in general.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Do you think comedians, I mean, obviously not, but do you think comedians have like fair game? Do you think comedy is fair game for certain jokes? Like, do you think comedians get a pass?
No. I'm sorry, the time looked like it did something weird. No. First of all, we always have this debate sort of about comedy, and I personally think that's why I will never argue that the joke Chris Rock said was appropriate, because I just feel like certain things in comedy, like comics have gotten a free pass for thing like it's a joke, but I just feel like certain things maybe you shouldn't joke about, like if you don't really know I don't know. Certain topics I think should just be off limits unless you're really, really sure that you have anticipated the ramifications. And, I also feel like a general rule about 90% of the time is true. If you're not a part of a certain identity group, then maybe you should just leave that alone. Or if you haven't been a clear ally of like a certain group, then maybe you should leave it alone. I don't know. I think it's certain rules to this game.
I think, again, like kind of what you're saying, I do think that comedians have a pass in a sense. I think that depending on the nature of the joke, because I've heard I believe it like this: you're going to offend somebody. It doesn't matter what you're going to offend somebody,
right?
So,
and it best to not be any of my family members. Okay. Keep my family. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Your family. No. Yeah. I think one, you definitely should be an ally within the group to make the joke. But I also think that depending on where the joke's coming from and the nature of the joke, I think it depends. Some jokes are uncalled for. Like, we didn't talk about it, but the Amy Schumer joke that she wanted to tell during the Oscars was uncalled for, corny, lame.
Oh, you never even told me. You were supposed to tell me.
I didn't tell you the joke was. I'll tell you later. It was corny. It was joke. It was lame. It wasn't funny. Right. I think comedy is meant to be funny. I think that you should be allowed to kind of riff on people about certain things, but it just depends on where it comes from. So I think in a sense, comedians should get a pass, but I think, again, like I said, the nature of the joke is where the pass comes from. It's not, I think some type, I think, what is it called? Like stereotype humor is funny depending on who is coming from and the audience is coming to. If you are white and you have a primarily white following, maybe leave the jokes alone because you don't have the allies in the audience. You don't have that. So maybe leave the joke there. Right. But if you're someone who has a pretty diverse audience and it's been a thing where you can make the joke, yes. But it, like I said before, like it really depends on who you are and what the types of jokes you're giving, and it also depends on if you're just trying to be a shock comic for just the thing of being shocked. Like Joan Rivers, I think is slightly funny, but there has been some things she said that has been like, okay, this is just transphobic. Right. It wasn't a joke. It was just transphobic. Right. So I don't think being a comedian is a pass to be any type of homophobic, transphobic, or anything. I don't think that's a pass for that. Right. But I think I think you should get a pass to make a joke of something and be funny about it. But it also needs to be tasteful. It needs to be a joke. Right. Tasteful. If the joke's not joking, don't tell it.
Right. And then also a quick note with the whole Chris Rock thing is also kind of like that general principle for people who aren't comics, like how I can joke about my friends and my family, but like if you don't know someone like that, you probably shouldn't come and cracking jokes because then sometimes you may hit areas where it's like, ooh, you wasn't supposed to go there, but you went there because you didn't know, but maybe you should. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that similar. Yeah, I mean, thing too.
It's all like, I mean, that's like I said, like you said, like if you're in like a family gathering and someone news comes to the family, right? I can joke about this person being broke. Or I can joke about this person being fat or whatever it is. You can't. Right. I could I could call my cousins every name in the book. It better not come out your mouth. Right. Because you're not involved in this. Right. Even when if I'm talking to a friend about something, I could be talking mess about an aunt or an uncle. I can say that because that's my aunt and my uncle. Right. You can't jump in if I'm like, oh my God, my uncle sucks. Oh, I hate him. And it's like, if you chime in like, yeah, screw him. It's like, hold on.
Watch your mouth. Right. like Lonnie Love always say, talking about, these are my heifers and hoes. They not your heifers and hoes. They not your... I can say that.
That's like the bitch thing. About girls and girls engaged can be like, oh, that's my bitch right there. But when a straight person comes in and is like, oh yeah, that's my bitch. It's like, hold on.
Well, I don't know about...
You can't say
it's
that.
It's a question mark on the gays, too.
Depending on how you say it. If you're saying it to be disrespectful, then you got to pass because you're trying it. But, but even then, it's like, I can say this, but you can't.
Right. And I see what you mean. Right.
I think it goes for everything. It's like, you have to read the room. Yeah. Read the room.
And that's what they don't do. They never do it.
Chris read the room when his head went from left to right. Anyway, let me stop. Anyway, I think we've come to the end. Right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please tell your friends, your family members, follow us on social media, and we will see you next week.
Bye.